A very good afternoon to one and all as we welcome you here to the Fatima College ground for another interesting encounter in the Secondary Schools Football League Premier Division, where we have the defending champions coming off a big win over Arima North in a high-scoring affair in midweek up against Presentation College, a team that is currently in fourth position, hoping to continue to climb up the standings. But in neither win is Presentation College up against Fatima College. And of course there is, as we say, no love lost between these two teams whenever they meet. And they've been really fighting against each other. This is what the standings look like. Right now, Naprima College, of course, leading the standings at the moment with 28 points. They and Fatima are right there on their heels, having played a game more. And of course, St. Benedict's College and Presentation College of San Fernando are the ones right there in the mix. See the players taking a knee as they try to get themselves in the mood for this encounter. Marcelo Phillips in goal. For Presentation, had an outstanding game against Naprima where they were able to come away with that stunning 1-0 victory. And they'll be hoping that he can keep another clean sheet. But although that is going to be very difficult against disciplined Fatima College outfit, Jaden Pollard is in goal for Fatima. So, but it's still a very interesting contest, regardless, as both teams try their best here to try and see if they could fashion a victory. I think both of them would love a victory here today, and as a result, we anticipate a very interesting clash between these two teams. So again, it's Presentation College in the blue, and Fatima College in their traditional yellow outfit. As we get started, and there was a little bit of a false start as they're anxious to get this game on the way. So all to play for, as we say. So here we go now as Presentation trying to see if they could continue that momentum from that big victory. Fatima trying to bring them back down to earth as if to let them know that it's not going to be as easy, although that game was not an easy game for them, but it did show that they are quite capable as well. So it's a very interesting game, and this is the man who was making all the waves for Presentation in the middle of the park, showing that he's quite capable. Jacobs, the captain, Isaiah Jacobs, and they're going to be relying on him to do his magic again today, and just not able to get it where they want it right away. Fatima though trying to hit on a quick counter attack, find themselves just stymied just that little bit. And this is where Presentation can be so dangerous. And but losing the handle on that one quickly there was Pereira. Fatima though looking to do their part to build. This is the man who is so dangerous, and it just seems to be some time-ish as well. Here is Jacobs again, but the control's not the best there from Pereira. Fatima trying to build, just not, they haven't settled just yet. Now they get an opportunity to play the ball around at the back, just where they like to show their capabilities, show their movement, and keep possession for long periods. Here they go again, just trying to compress the field as much as possible. Fatima now on the march. This could be an opportunity for them. King. They decide against it. Good ball, but a little too strong. And as suspected, just a little too powerfully played to take it over the line for a goal kick. Fatima College, really, despite changing coach last year, they managed to still win the league, albeit because of the points reduction handed to St. Benedict's College. But Fatima certainly played good football, even if they didn't sparkle as well as they did the season before. But they were right thereabouts, and once the decision was made, they were able to capitalize. So opportunity for presentation to try and float one into the area. The ball again takes a little bit of a cross ball. The shot comes and scores! Wow. And it's that man doing the business yet again, Isaiah Jacobs. You can't give him any room at all, and because he is certainly going to make you pay, and that is exactly what happened there to Fatima. The ball probably took a deflection, or it just seemed to bobble. The goalkeeper probably didn't believe that it was going to find its way to goal, and in fact it did sneak in there. So in the 4th minute of play, Presentation College have opened the scoring here, and it's that man Isaiah Jacobs. Now Fatima College, can they put that behind them? They're a resilient bunch, and they just seem a little rattled at the moment. Fatima not able to get the ball out of harm's way at the moment, but it still runs, still bubbling. And Presentation, though, trying their best to win all the loose balls. And that's a crunching tackle there. Fairly, says the referee Isaiah McIntyre, carrying the whistle this afternoon. And a number of former secondary school standouts already on the ground. I'm sure more will come as Fatima trying their best to get back on level terms here. Stunned with that early goal in the 4th minute of play, and now they have to try to dig themselves out of a hole here, but they really haven't settled just yet. They just seem a little shell-shocked at the moment, and they haven't been able to really put all their passes together. Presentation, though, still applying pressure, trying their best to keep them pinned back in their own half, or as deep in their half as is possible. Fatima, though, not the type of team that would panic. They are a very organized bunch. They play to the final whistle, and they try to keep things as simple as possible. Presentation, though, have found opportunities. It's another chance, and just coming on there. Once again, it was Jacobs lurking, but brilliant work there from Pollard to intercept that one just as there was danger lurking. Ball played right back on defense as they try to bring it forward. Row. Fatima again trying their best to come forward as organized, in as organized a fashion as possible. And they're just taking a little bit of a knock there, and hoping that he could be back in the thick of things. Fatima, though, looking to just settle their nerves, maybe just get some rhythm in their game, just get their passing game going, and let the system. But presentation, a very pesky bunch. They're not giving up, and they're keeping the pressure on as much as possible. Still again, the ball just changing hands a little bit. Probably too frequently for their own liking. Here is Jacobs again playing an early ball. Does he get the return ball? That's a good ball. And did the flag go up? Yes, it did. The return ball just a little slow in just ready to release it. Just a little bit slowly. And here it is again. The goalkeeper just into some. That was a ball earlier. Fatima again building. Trying to get some rhythm into their play. Get an opportunity here. Good movement. And again, the ball held up nicely. Chance now for them to probably get a shot. And that is blocked quickly. And again, look at presentation, trying to break quickly and trying to hit them on the counter-attack. So 1-0 an early goal here in the last game against Naprima. Presentation didn't score until the 45th minute plus. 2 minutes into added on time at the end of the first half. But here they already have an early goal, which is a good cushion for them. Another ball played in, a little bit of indecision there at the back. And they're able to scramble it away. A little bit of a trip there, and the referee is right on spot to pull them up. So 10 minutes gone, 1-0 to Presentation College, and that could be a crucial goal. But on a surface like this, you anticipate that there should be a few more goals before it's all said and done. And Presentation would probably want to take advantage of the downhill slope on this ground early in this half, and maybe try to bang in a couple more, because you anticipate Fatima will be coming with that slope in the second half, where they will be throwing bodies forward. Here's a ball cleared in, the keeper, and nicely judged there again. Jaden Pollard right in behind it. Making sure that they get the ball out of harm's way as quickly as possible. Ball one back quickly. Now Presentation looking to file bodies forward as quickly as possible. Roshan Dubai, a critical part of that apparatus, that engine going forward. And a nice little touch there, but once again, just a clumsy little challenge there. There's really no need for him to get that extra touch in there, and where in fact he missed the ball completely and was only playing the man, Jaden Elliott. So now a free kick, but this one is way out in the extremities of the field. But good distance for him to get it up and down. And so said, here it goes. Goalkeeper comes, he bobbles it, and is able to retrieve it quickly. Philip. And tries to get it upfield quickly. And right there in the mix again, it is you know who, Elliott, and immediately players playing off of him, chance to run with it, and just exactly as they would do or try to do, and eventually it's played away quickly. Good coverage there, but Micaiah Mahon still keeping possession. Ball bouncing around there, but fighting for everything. They're not giving up at all. Fatima Pereira still doing his bit. But Fatima right now pinned back in their own half. And really just turning, twisting, looking a little casual on that occasion, and misses out. That was Kyron Batiste. Here's a lovely ball played in. That's the hat-trick man from the last game, Fatima College. And it'll be looking to him again, Jaheem Bailey, to help them out. And they're going to need him to fire here today. Already Presentation has had their main man create some problems, and now it's up to Fatima's main man to get involved. Ball keep playing there. Just seemed a little bit stunted right there, but they're going to come out of it. And I thought for a moment they would have possession, but they almost lost it. Fatima, however, they do win the free kick. And clumsily, the ball is given back. So 1-0 it is. Presentation, and here's another opportunity for them to get this one in the area, but only yellow shirts up there. Fatima just doing enough to get it out, and nobody to get a shot off at the edge of the box. Now a good opportunity here. This could be interesting, and here he goes. That man, can he get it in? And he misses. Well. Great opportunity for Bailey. Got it on his left foot, was trying to place it, and he just got under it a little bit too much. And look at him, he's pushed it once, took aim, opened up, and just opened up the hip a little bit and was looking to place it, and probably just got under it a fraction too much. So a great opportunity there. That was a splendid opening for Fatima, just showing how dangerous they could be on the counter-attack. And I think that would have been a serious warning there for Presentation, that they cannot afford to just relax too much. Fatima is quite capable of launching quickly, as they just saw there, but so too is Presentation, as they really have pace on top through the goal scorer Jacobs, and but the others working around him like Pereira and Dubé, Mahon, they're all quite capable of getting into the box and getting there quickly. Mahon, Dubé, they're all trying to get things going and make sure that they keep Fatima pinned in their own half. That way they can't hurt them at the other end. Lovely ball played in there, but a little too strong. Travis Mulreen in there. Of course, saw Ross Russell a little while ago, and they're all stars in this league in their own right, and no doubt continue to follow the fortunes of the various teams. Even though they didn't attend either of these two teams, they're still curious to see what the next wave of talent would be. Good work again by presentation. So they have a throw in, and they're going to want to ensure that they keep the ball down at this end as much as possible. Joshua Bernard launches it in there, and the ball is bouncing around, and this is part of the issue, or should I say, if you're not familiar with this ground, you really have to get over the ball, and Fonset would know that. Fatima being pushed back though, all the while. Good work once more by Fonset. Here they go again. Since they're really trying to pin Fatima College back in their own half. They're really giving them much breathing room. The moment the ball changes hands, they are right there to try to snuff it out. Case in point there, defending Armas and quickly trying to spring a quick counter. Fatima, though, they've picked up the tempo themselves, and good front runners at the moment, trying to keep the presentation defense honest. Not allowing them too many luxuries. Bain and company. Trying to organize themselves in the middle of the park. Fatima though. Ball played in, blocked out short. The goalkeeper not coming, and opportunity for the shot. That too is bobbled down, just wide. Well, again, the presentation defense just seemed a little bit lethargic coming out, and the ball at the top of the box there, bouncing free, and Matthew Leong just getting a stab at goal. And now he's feeling the effects. He seemed to probably just caught a peg or something in that tackle there a short while ago. And there's exactly what transpired with him. That effort not too far off. And Fatima just showing signs of life here, as they try to get, and this could be tough for Leong as he hobbles off. No, he was trying to kick with his right foot, and he just seemed to slip And so I don't know if he got stepped on or if the left leg seemed to collapse on him. And we see Fatima though may be forced into an early change here because he doesn't look to be all that comfortable at the moment. In the meanwhle, trying to get it forward quickly. Presentation College wasting no time. And here's another ball played in, but scrambled away. Fatima under a little bit of pressure here. They just seem a little bit rattled. That early goal obviously unsettled them, and they haven't fully recovered from it. Ball cleared away and played back inside, but again, just allowing Presentation to keep the ball inside the Fatima half, at least for the moment. As they build again, opportunity to stab it forward. They always have a presence down this left-hand side in Mahon. Nicely intercepted. Fatima now looking to build and build quickly as they try to file bodies forward. But that final pass for the moment, not the ideal one for them. Again, it just seemed like they're just not their normal selves, Fatima. And I don't know if that game, that high-scoring game, took a lot out of them because it was a heavy ground as well. And sometimes players react a little bit differently to the conditions. Here this one comes in and just headed away. Now a chance for the shot. There's no follow-up. And Fatima with a chance to break quickly. Presentation though, after throwing bodies forward, now find themselves having to recover and doing a good job there, but losing it as Elliott. And Fatima again just being forced to hold up play and not able to fire forward. Deckel with an errant pass as they try their best to get things started. A little bit of a clumsy challenge there on the goalkeeper by Nelson. Really uncalled for, but Nelson and company, I'm sure, will be hoping to get Seth Hadid and Deckel more into the game. But now they're going to get a bit of a breather here. And here is that corner again, headed out nicely by the skipper. And now they get a chance to just get some refreshments. It's a hot afternoon, 26 minutes gone. And I'm sure the Fatima coach would be anxious for this little break so he could pass on some instructions. Curden Moore and Hisham Gomes, Mashama Baptiste, his assistants. Dunstan Williams is the head coach, Nigel Wright, and Joanne Daniel are the assistant coaches for Presentation College of San Fernando. Remember, they're without their regular head coach, and so they have that little bit of, how should I say, inspiration to want to do well for him. And he's not been with the team all season long, Sean Cooper. So I'm sure they'll be glad to keep winning and try and knock off the top two teams. How often has that happened where the top two teams lose to the same opponent in back-to-back games? Already Naparima have found out what it was like to be on the wrong side against Prez, and now Fatima College, the second place team, they will be hoping to avoid precisely that on this occasion. Fatima now trying to build, but coming from deep. They get the ball forward quickly. This is where presentation could be so deadly, and they also now do need to figure out the weight of those passes, because the ground here slopes rather drastically. As a midfielder, when you're making your forward passes, you always have to keep that in mind. It's going to run and down the hill, so to speak. So you always have to weigh your passes just a little bit. If anything, if you're going to play it in the air, maybe chip it over, you want to put some back spin on it so that when it hits, it doesn't run. It sort of stops like a chip shot in golf, and try to keep it from turning away. Nelson unable to turn his man, but loses out. And presentation though gets the loose ball, and then they give it right back. A shot coming from nowhere, and again another nice little effort there from almost out of nothing. Jaheem Bailey getting the attention of goalkeeper Phillips again. So 29 minutes gone. It's 1-0. Here is Bailey again, seeing more and more of the play. Again, he's getting the ball forward, but that deflection there from Fonset allows it to run quickly into his arms. Dubé trying his best to keep that side of the field active for presentation. So Fatima just trying to sort themselves out. They can't be too quick to try to get the ball forward every time. They're going to have to kind of balance it off and not be too anxious to always get the ball forward, even though they might be thinking that might be one of the ways that they can keep things going. The ball's kept in, and nice little ball again played in. This is the man who is so dangerous, and he's not afraid to run or to shoot, and the ball takes a deflection. He's back up on his feet now, getting the ball across. Lovely ball chipped in at the back post, coming in there, just not able to get the touch on it. Batiste, it was floated in nicely once again from Mahon, and almost picked out Batiste at the back post. The goalkeeper Pollard was stranded at the first post, the ball curling at that back post, and they're just not able to get the touch in the end. Fatima now, they to go quickly, shot and scores. Brilliant goal. The ball took a deflection, and they're going to be celebrating that. Again, bad defending. They got the ball away, a chance to clear the ball, but it was played on the ground, intercepted, and he didn't need a second invite there. Nice bit of finishing from Mason. And they're going to celebrate that in the 32nd minute of play. Fatima back level now. So all that hard work, presentation there, could go to naught, because now Fatima are obviously going to be buoyed by that. They get the goal back, and now they get a chance to possibly take the lead, but they have to keep tabs on that man. Try and force him into error. Don't allow him too many opportunities. Fatima now building. Nelson doing very well, still going, and being harassed every step of the way. So the game now picks up good rhythm, and it's almost like a basketball game. It's from end to end. Now as they go down to one end, it's action at the other end. Difference here, there's no shot clock, so you're not compelled to get into the opponent's area or have a shot off in a specified time. But it's just the momentum now and the tempo of the game. There's Fatima pressing again here now. This one low and hard, but again the clearance is not a good one, and they have to defend it. The shot is blocked. So presentation just being their own worst enemy here. Yeah, those clearances, as we all say, when you're clearing from the back, you must get height and distance. So you must get some elevation. Or as John Wayne would say, windage and elevation. And I think what he's simply trying to say, get some height on the ball. Jacobs again trying to come forward, plays a lovely ball in, but it's nicely defended. Fatima, the backline holding very resolutely now. Rowe and company trying to sort it out. Looking a lot better now. As they bring it forward here, Bean, and he is upended unfairly by Bailey. Prez, Bernard, Mahon, and just not able to get away with it. Here's a shot, and again, when you shoot from distance on this ground, you have to already obey the principles. You have to get over the ball a lot more than on other grounds. That's because of the slope. You're shooting higher than the average height or the normal height, like if it's on a regular field, and so you have to obey those principles. Here's Xavier Barrow. Once again, the ball played upfield. Fatima winning a lot more of those loose balls, those 50-50 balls. And but they're not giving up. That's a lovely return ball, but again, it's the defense who's holding steady there. Rowe and company back there doing very well. The referee says play on, and many people thought that would have been a free kick, but still they keep possession though. And but it was a challenge that seemed almost coming from behind, but the referee, who was right on spot, thought otherwise. So 1-1 the scoreline here. Fatima College on the defensive now, trying their best to avoid going behind for a second time. This is a lovely ball in, and the goalkeeper Pollard sensing the danger, opts not to come quickly and to decide to punch it away rather than try to hold it. And that's a careless ball as they give it away, and almost punished as a result. Here comes presentation now. Fatima getting bodies back quickly, and that's another careless ball, but you can't take advantage of it. But they do win a throw in. Fatima. Here's the ball played in, and Pollard probably had more time than he thought, and in the end opted not to catch it but to push it away. all's well that ends well. Still we have fans filing into the ground. Fatima College again with a great ball played out wide. Can the captain provide the cross? And that's a clumsy challenge once again, just upending Bailey as he's coming forward. The referee, the assistant had the flag up. I thought that it was going to be a free kick, but they both concur that it's only a goal kick, although Bailey went sprawling over under the weight of that challenge. And again, they just seem, presentation right now, they're in between really where they want to be. They can't seem to get the ball as comfortably as they would like, but this moment looks good. Here's another shot coming, and once again, it is that man, Jacobs, testing Pollard. And the goalkeeper realizing that he had to get something on it, and really went low, got enough on it that could easily have squirted under his body. Luckily for him, it went down and then bounced up and over. Another corner kick here for presentation now. 38 minutes go, and they're trying to see if they could regain the lead one more time before the interval. The ball again played inside. Can he get the shot off low and hard? But that's not going to trouble Pollard, not this time at least. So 1-1 the scoreline here. Here is Bailey being forced back. And the presentation will take that every time. So good opportunity for both of these teams here to really try to keep the pressure on Naparima. Naps up at Sawa in one of those rescheduled games, and trying quickly to get it away, Deckel. And Bailey again trying to do something with that educated left foot of his. Ball is in, but the goalkeeper is going to come and claim this one. And so it's been a real tussle here. Perez started the better of the two teams. Fatima gradually came into their own, and now they've gotten the equalizer, and this is much too straight. As I said, when you're making those passes out of midfield, you really have to cater for the slope of the ground. The ball is going to just run down the hill quickly. And here's a good challenge. Fatima getting bodies back and regaining possession. Here's another shot coming forward, a pass or attempted pass that is easily intercepted. Ball played on to by Justice Control, just not the best. And again, it's up to the men at the back to tidy up for presentation. Ball just changing hands. Early ball play back inside. Elliott looking to get it forward, but had more time than anticipated. Elliott didn't need to give it away. And here they go again. Presentation just fumbling the ball, and that shot just trickles wide of the mark. You could see goalkeeper Phillips scrambling across his goal there, but it just gotten a deflection on the way through. Phillips not absolutely certain, or trying to ensure that it doesn't sneak in that right-hand post of his. So another opportunity. Can Hadid and company pick themselves up here? They trailed in this game, and now they're level, and they're searching for the go-ahead. We're in the 42nd minute of play, and that one is cleared away quite easily. see the presentation rhythm section just arriving at the ground. But right now, the team with the tempo is the home team, Fatima College. Ball played inside. And trying to dribble there, and a clumsy challenge, but the referee says no foul, although the player went down under the weight of the challenge. And you could just see the hands go up, but the referee says just a corner kick. And again, it's primarily because of that was Deco, who's back in the field now. Fatima trying to get inside, but that's good defending. And now they're able to push it out wide by Fernandez. And the ball coming across again, headed out. So it's Fatima keeping the pressure. So for the moment, it's Fatima now who have kind of flipped the script here. Just that little bit. Here is the opportunity for them now to keep the pressure on here. The ball floated in and not well controlled, but they will keep possession. Fatima. That's good football, but ball is taken away, and presentation now are the ones who are going to get an opportunity to breathe just that little bit here, as they have a free kick deep in their own half. 1-1 the score line here. Prez opened the scoring in the 4th minute. Jacobs and Fatima able to pull one back in the 32nd minute of play. They're on the move again. That's another great ball, but very, very strong indeed. And now that the players probably getting a little more fatigued, you're starting to see the passes not as consistent as they were earlier. So Fatima again keeping possession now. You can just see the confidence a lot better. And this time, goalkeeper not collecting it cleanly. Phillips was under a little bit of pressure there from Bailey, but able to hold on to it in the end. And presentation, you could just see they're so deep. Nobody really applying pressure on the back four for those aerial balls. And as a result, they're able to, if not win it cleanly, but certainly be the first to get to the ball. There's another ball played up there, and Fatima with good numbers. Bailey coming deep this time, moving nicely, good quick movement, dribbles his way into the middle of the park, and really looks full of running, full of energy, and full of ideas. Fatima now trying their best. He has an opportunity to shoot, and a big deflection there. Barrow not afraid to uncork. Now coming deep on Nelson, and getting himself a little bit into a tangle, and then he just kind of swings his foot without really getting proper contact. So still 1-1, 47 minutes now. We're not at on time. Unofficially, that is. But I don't think we're going to have too much by way of stoppages. We did have that one injury to Deco. And as suspected, the referee has blown the whistle. So referee McIntyre says he's seen enough. So at the half, it is Fatima 1, Presentation College 1. Welcome back to the Fatima College ground where we're getting ready for the second half of this encounter. Once again, thanks for joining us here on Tiger Sports and on 360 TV for Secondary Schools Football Action 2025. As we're getting down to the business end of the championships, where it is really an interesting battle here now with all to play for. And you're probably going to give Fatima a slight advantage, especially now that they're heading in the direction where they're probably likely to just throw bodies forward. But they do have to be mindful of the attacks, as the counter-attacks from presentation, which can be very, very swift and lethal at times. So I think both teams would have been spoken to about just that. And now the coaches will be hoping that they can execute exactly that. An early ball forward, as Fatima, of course, trying to set up the press. And try and keep the pressure down at this end. And this is what presentation would have to be mindful of. You don't want to allow Fatima to dictate pace and to come at you in droves. As they come forward again, presentation now, trying to keep the ball going down that left-hand side. This is where they can be so dangerous, but that's a careless bit of control there. Almost just giving the ball away and showing it to the defender. And it just seems as if Kimani Campbell, might have just been struck in the face there by the long leg of Batiste, who was trying to keep the ball in. Might have just caught the defender, who was trying to head the ball. But it was one of those freak incidents, but he seems to be okay. As play continues now, Fatima ball played up, and now here's the early ball across in, and Pollard drops it, and an opportunity here, but he can't take control of it. And then the second ball, the little stab at goal, is blocked by the defense. So Fatima almost gifting them a goal, and once again Jacobs almost making them pay. Pollard bobbled the cross, but wasn't made to pay too much. They're not out of the woods yet. Here's another one coming inside, and once again the shooting is off target, and a lot of their shots are going up. And so an indication that the snatching of those chances are not really driving through the middle of the ball as they would like to. Fatima now trying their best, and the goalkeeper was right there, but a little bit of panic at the back, and they give the ball away, but Dubé keeps possession. Fatima, though, now just a little bit anxious to get it back. So 1-1 the scoreline. Jacobs in the 4th minute, Deckel in the 32nd. And here we go again. Ball played inside now. Fatima under some pressure here as presentation again starts quickly, just as it did in the first half. Here they are again starting the second half the quicker of the two. And that's more like it from Fatima as they try to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible, still running and turning, twisting, but again having difficulty keeping the ball. Nelson, still though, a lot of huffing and puffing, but he still can't go past his man and eventually has to give it up. Bernard doing very well there, keeping his eyes on the ball. But Fatima again, another searching run down that right-hand side. And a little bit of holding there. Spotted by the referee. Referee McIntyre having a word. So just about approaching 5 minutes now in the second half of this game. No addition to the score, still 1-1. As you can see, the spectators keeping a close eye on proceedings. Presentation though seem unsure of how they want to play this. Fatima would love them to do that. Try playing it out at the back. And as you've seen time and again, they've not been able to execute that very well. So another free kick, and that's how this second half has started. It's been a little bit of, you see, irky-jerky, not as fluent as some of the others. Wren plays a ball across and it's headed out. Fatima now trying to launch themselves forward. And that's always going to be a tough ball to control. Elliott gives it away, and turning and twisting again is Nelson, looking to keep possession now. And Deckel goes down under the weight of that challenge. So presentation having to be a little patient here. They don't want to be giving away too many free kicks. Declan Company can make you pay, and their defense has to be very alert here now, not just for the first ball, but for the second ball as well. Here's the ball touching the defender. Look at the yellow shirts there, and the presentation defenders all seem stagnant, and only yellow shirts were screaming forward there to get to the end of that one. Luckily for them, the touch wasn't as clinical, and it ran away. Here's Fernandez. Still 1-1 the scoreline. Hadid plays it wide, and they keep possession. And again, Fatima now looking so much more assured and more comfortable. And the tackles again, these are late challenges, and that's because a lot of the presentation players right now are a little bit flat-footed, and they're not as flexible. Those quick passes, catching them flat-footed, and as a result, that intricate passing game by the Fatima players carving big holes in the presentation defense. And that's an ominous sign for them. They're going to have to fight a way to just deny Fatima those quick hitches. Again, on a ground like this, you don't have the opportunity to recover quickly. So you're better off trying to keep the ball in front of you than having to try to make what we call recovery tackles or challenge from behind. There's a chance, and it hits the wall. And the follow-up again is just bubbled by the goalkeeper, but again, Philip is able to tidy it up. So it remains 1-1. And just that presentation now, trying to see if they could keep possession, but they lose out, and it's a big foot race again as Bailey plays a lovely ball in, and just taken away at the last moment. Here is that free kick, blocked, and the follow-up shot on target, but bubbled by the goalkeeper, and then he tidies up his own error. Rowe keeping it forward. Fatima again getting good bodies forward. This is where they're so dangerous now as they start to stream forward. This is going to be a real test here for presentation, because at the moment Fatima just seems to be that much quicker. And yeah, a lot quicker to the ball right now, and presentation just seemed to be it's almost as if they haven't really settled in the second half, because Fatima right now look the better team. And all of those loose balls are being gobbled up in the middle of the park. Fatima. And a quick substitution there. Dubé is out. And a chance here now. This could be interesting. But again, the defense is doing well. Presentation College getting the ball in. And just a little too straight. Goalkeeper Pollard anticipates well. Fatima again could work again down that right hand side. This is where they're so deadly. Great ball inside. And it's really Bailey and company really starting to flex their muscles now. Really bringing out the full repertoire. Jacobs looking for some movement, plays a nice little ball over where he picks up the substitute. Here's the shot coming, but again it's up and away. That has been the story in this game. Tyrese Harding coming on, and he came on for Dubé. And that first shot is again going skywards, but we've seen that so often from the presentation players. Fernandez for Fatima. 1-1 the scoreline. But again, you just feel that there are a couple more goals to be had in this game. Nice little ball played across again. And not much Bailey could do to keep that one in. But really, you could just sense Fatima just seemed a little more urgent and more businesslike in their play at the moment. But presentation is a wily team, and they might look out of sorts, and then from almost out of nothing, they can produce something spectacular. Here, the substitute goes. Harding goes screaming, gets the ball across, opportunity, and it's blocked by the goalkeeper. Pollard does well to deny Jacobs there. He had to be brave. Good run, good cross as well, picking out his skipper, and just the angle, a little bit, the ball just seemed to be stuck under him, and he couldn't get it away. But still have a corner to defend here. Here's the shot again, blocked by the goalkeeper. Chance now, the corner, deep one, and it goes past everybody. Way too strong. Fatima trying to really impose their will, but not able to. They're not having it entirely their own way. Bain and company are contesting everything in the middle of the park, but this is where Fatima looked to be so superior right now. That combination down that left-hand side there with Bailey and Nelson can prove to be very lethal, as is this man. He continues to find little gaps in the defense. Jacobs not able to maintain his balance on that occasion. And they're able to go back with it. Hadid showing good patience. Fernandez again coming more and more into the game himself down this left-hand side. Early ball in. And of course we have Premier League action today as well. Sunderland beating Fulham. Or Chelsea rather, losing today. Manchester United winning 4-2. And right now it is 2-1 Newcastle over Fulham. Sunderland 2-1 Chelsea. Here it's 1-1. And of course the other game, Brentford against Liverpool, 3-1 in the 81st minute. Here an opportunity to bring this one back aside. Who is following up? Chance blocked again. Well, all of a sudden, Presentation have carved out two big openings, and on both occasions, they denied almost on the goal line. But here they come again. This man Harding, since he's come on, he's been in the thick of things, trying to play that ball forward there to Fonset, but he is denied by Hadid. So Fonset, really they're going to need him to be a wall in the middle, a tower of strength in the middle. Has those long legs, but on a wet surface like this, it could be challenging for him to turn and to get a grip on proceedings. And this ball just played up in the air, and now Fatima still not out of the woods yet, trying to build it now. They have some time. Ball is a little bit short, and just doing enough here to put his man off, and able to get it upfield. Pereira doing a good job as they track down everybody right now. Still 1-1 the scoreline here. I'm sure Naparima College would love it to remain this way. So too St. Benedict's, if they could win against St. Anthony's College down at Mahaika Oval. And originally there were 2 games on the schedule for today. Those two, Fatima and Presentation here, and down at Mahaika, St. Benedict's and St. Anthony's. But there are 2 other games, Arima North involved in one out in Arima, and of course Sawa North entertaining Naparima College out there in Boogmalatrus. So 2 interesting games. And right now the ball just kind of going back and forth. There's neither team is able to just keep control and carve out openings. Here's Rowe. Hadid. Fernandez. He does well. Gets past Harding, and but tidied up at the back. So Fatima right now are probably right where they want to be. They seeing a lot more of the ball now. This could be dangerous. Here's Jacobs. He's still going, and I think he's going to win a corner kick. No, he decides to keep it in himself, and he's looking for some support. Now he's going to get it as Batiste comes forward, plays a curler. The goalkeeper does well, Pollard, but he's not out of the woods at Mahon. Sipped it back. Jacobs trying to knife his way in, and loses the handle on it. Still, Fatima under pressure. Now they can just breathe a little bit. Hadid plays it nicely. Deco. Another interesting ball played forward there. lot of speed down that left-hand side there, but Nelson is finding that this man is a real handful and can't just go past him. Wren. It's been a real dogfight between those two, and Jamali Wren more than holding his own. This time it is Bain who is taking the responsibility now to mark his man out there, and that's a crunching tackle there from Pereira. And so Fatima feeling the bruises, so to speak, because those are, we call them big man challenges. Coming in there, Tyler Edwards. Or rather, Jediah King. Bailey whips this one in. That's not a bad ball. And again, pushed around by the goalkeeper there, just getting a hand onto it and pushing it around the post. Brilliant goalkeeping again from Marcelo Phillips, the son of Marvin Phillips. And he needed to be brilliant there. And again, the defense really just, the man was lying down to get that header on goal. And as a defense, you cannot allow the attacker, one, to get in front of you, and two, for the ball to come down that low where he could get a header on it. I think it's ruled that the goalkeeper didn't get a touch, so it remains a goal kick. Ball again, one back quickly. Press on the march again down that left-hand side. This is where they've been so dangerous. And similarly, Fatima fighting for everything down on that side, and that's good football now. The ball played back inside, and they're not out of the woods yet. And Nelson trying to slice it inside. Here's Bailey, full of running, chips a ball in, and might have just hit the top of the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick to Presentation College. So again, end-to-end action here. It's almost like I said, it's almost like a basketball game. You get a shot off. If you could get the rebound and start the counter-attack, well then fine. And then we're going to go to the other end. We're going to get something off on target or at least on goal. And if that doesn't work, then it's back to the other end. So it's been that kind of a game in the second half in particular. Fatima still trying to knife their way back into this game, but Presentation not giving up here. This is Harding, who's come on as a substitute with another brilliant cross, and taken away, but only just. Now Fatima changing sides. Bailey quickly, and he is under pressure again, rubbed of it by Elliott. Presentation going backwards, taking their time, not trying to rush too much. And there's a crunching tackle. I'm surprised the referee allowing some of these tackles to go in. And Fernandez really he led with both feet, almost left the ground to get to the ball there. And that's a dangerous challenge, and especially on a wet ground like this, with a player half turn, you could do serious damage on it. So here's Harding again with another cross, but Fernandez is in the way. So good end-to-end stuff here now. Can this man conjure up something for his team? Every so often they rely on him, and he hasn't disappointed them much. Can he be the provider here now? Surprised they're allowing him to take this corner kick. Normally you want him in the area to be among the finishers. I think we're going to have another substitution. Presentation. Here's the ball played inside, and the header just bounces wide. And that was a great opportunity there for and Presentation, though, might rue some of these misses because they're getting good, clear opportunities and they can't take advantage. So now the players are going to get a little bit of a refreshment break as it remains 1-1 in this encounter. Again, Isaiah Jacobs in the 4th minute for Presentation, and they held that lead for about 28 minutes before Thomas Deckle drilled one home after, again, a bit of careless defending, and the loose ball fell to him and he couldn't miss from that close in the 32nd minute of play. So that's where we are in this encounter. Still 1-1. And there the coaches are really bellowing instructions to the players just to remind them of what he wants them to do, what they're doing well, and where they can do even better. And I think that is what you're looking at there. But they know that they have everything in their favor because they have the slope of the ground now, and they could really try and take advantage of it. It's just those little passes, just that final pass that is eluding them for the moment. And give Presentation defenders credit. They've been able to stick a boot in there, get in front of a passer. Just doing all the little things that has allowed them to not concede a second goal in this one. Rowe. Here is Fernandez. Fernandez trying to get it forward. Coming very deep this time, playing a great ball, Nelson. But doesn't find Mason. But Fatima again getting space down that right-hand side, down their right-hand side. And opportunity though to get the ball in, but it's scrambled away. And Fatima still with numbers forward. Presentation though. Looking to see if they could again hit on the counter attack. Aaron Clement is out there now. Again, good skill once more, just faking out his man and forcing the bad tackle, so to speak. Bain has had another good game in his own way. He's a quiet kind of personality, doesn't look to overplay, but is very efficient. Presentation now, trying to launch another one forward. And the ball bounces awkwardly there. Chance here, and he tugs it wide. Well, and certainly that ball sat up quite nicely for him. Now, here they come now. Bailey playing the ball inside, and just that deflection takes it away. Prez. Harding. On his left foot now, trying to play through to Clement. Clement is barreled into, and the referee says play on. As the play continues, here they go again, and a chance now. Can he get the ball in? He does, but no blue shirts there at all. But they now get possession once again. Mahon trying to keep it in play. So Fatima. And the referee again having a word there because that could so easily have been another card for King. Fatima 1, Presentation 1. That's where we are at this one now. 74 minutes unofficially in this game. It's a nice ball played forward there. That's Jacobs again doing very well, constantly being harassed. And the referee allowing play to continue though. But Bailey gets some running room as he goes sprinting forward until he's cerebrally blocked. That's a good challenge. As Prez now tried to swing the play from one side to the next. Another early ball in and fighting for it. Good movement again. That's a great ball or attempt at a good ball there from Fonset. Just not getting it through. So 1-1 the scoreline here. Nice sunny afternoon, although we did have some rain earlier today and this morning. And players now starting to Hadid, turning, twisting. Very cool, calm customer in the middle of the park. King looking for some movement. Clement tracking him down. And someone full of energy, full of running. And pleading with the referee for a free kick. Does get the free kick. Still doesn't seem happy though. Barrow is the one who's going to start proceedings here now as Fatima tried to launch again. Here's Rue. Fernandez does very well. In fact, he was looking for some support there on that occasion. Good football again. Turning, twisting. Hadid sets it up, but again, great block. But just getting inside there. But Nelson not able to really get it past the goalkeeper, Philip, who was brilliant yet again for Presentation College. Again, good football. Again, it started by Hadid, very calmly knifing away from two men. A chance here, and the ball still in the air, and it still doesn't fall for them. Presentation living dangerously at the back, and now they still can't get it out of the danger zone, but they could probably breathe a little bit easier. Fatima was really pressing them there. And here's Mason, does very well. And the cross is not a particularly good one. But again, look at the mayhem in the goal area. Header up, just get it out. And they just couldn't get it on target. That was the problem there. Too many bodies in the area. And no freebies. Had to create in a hurry. 77 minutes going on officially. Still 1-1. Like I said, a draw here will be almost as bad as a loss at this stage of the season. You want to be able to get maximum points in these games. And again, you could just see Jacobs pleading there. Campbell was all over him. But he got the call against him. Jacob. Here's another crunching tackle from Fonset. And Barrow this time feeling the hurt from that challenge. Really was a challenge from behind. And almost as if he was trying to make them. Players are like that. The referee don't make a call. They feel that they have to at least exact revenge, if you know what I mean, by putting attack. But here's a careless bit of football, and Presentation College now with an opportunity to come forward. And Fernandez stopping that one quickly, but they come again. Here's Harding with the cross, and deflected towards the goalkeeper. And he's able to pluck it out of the air, Pollard, and starts a quick counter-attack for Fatima. 1-1. We're into the 80th minute of play. Number 2 up against number 4 in the standings. Crucial game for both of them as they eye Naparima College. Presentation College already handing Naparima their first defeat of the season. Can they now hand Fatima another defeat? They have lost a couple games already, Fatima College. They can ill afford another one at this stage. So another quick substitution. Batiste goes off. Fatima also making a quick change. But this is the time here, and again the referee now issues the yellow card. And surprisingly, you're seeing the player actually calling for a substitution. You don't see that too often unless he's injured. And he wants to get off the park. Simon Thompson is on for Fatima. So this is another opportunity for them to get this ball into the area. Here it says curling in, but Phillips showing a clean pair of hands, just like his dad, and starts a quick counter attack once more. Presentation trying to open up the game here now. Ball played forward again. Nice bit of work here for Bain. Does well, tees it up, and looking to turn and trying to get a stab at goal, but too many yellow shirts back there. And here we go again. Off to the races goes Mason. Those long legs of him trying to knife his way in, and the goalkeeper again coming to his team's rescue there to deny Nelson. And Philip is hurt. And that's not a good sign for Presentation College. You don't want to lose this man at this stage. Fatima building here. And you could just feel that they have another goal in them. You could say the same thing for Presentation. And but they are ultra reliant on Jacobs, whereas Fatima have 2 or 3 players who look capable right now of finding a winner for them. We're inside the last 10 minutes of play, and the physio Natalie Charles is out there rendering assistance to the goalkeeper Philip, and she is going to try her utmost to get him back up and running as quickly as possible. And the Presentation are not going to rush this. She's going to make sure that he is as comfortable or as pain-free as is possible. And boy, do they need him. He's been brilliant yet again. And because he's the goalkeeper, the referee is almost always a little more lenient. And so you could see some heavy strapping on that knee for Marcelo Philip. And you see some of the spectators there looking on, trying to get a first-hand glimpse of the next wave of talent in local football. And the Fatima faithfuls occupying the stands on top, getting a bird's eye view of proceedings there. So Phillips is back on his feet, a little bit hobbled as was to be expected, and running a little gingerly. And I don't know why they would let him try to kick this ball out. If anything, one of the defenders should be the ones doing the honors right now. And he's still not totally pain-free, but now seems to be back on his feet. He's going to be the one. I'm surprised he's going to take this kick himself, but now he's asked to take it back a couple meters because the incident did take place close to the area, or deeper inside the area. Harding trying to get it up to Jake, to the man up at the top there now, but he loses the battle on there. Bain loses out. And presentation must recognize this is not the time for them to give too many chances away, and they have to be very careful. And same thing for Fatima. This man is very lethal indeed, and he could pick a pass, and he can also make life very difficult for you. Can they get the shot off? Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. So nice bit of work there, but Seals and company couldn't do it. That was the incident that necessitated the stoppage in play. And now here goes Fatima, and that was a good ball. Hadid was trying to get in there, but not able to do so. And they were able to now presentation get it upfield. That's an early ball, but way too early. Seals and company can't get anywhere near to that. So it's back with Fatima now as they look to build once again down that right-hand side. That's where they've had good success, good movement. King again shakes one as they try to get bodies forward, but there's almost like there's just a little wall, an imaginary wall. Once the ball reaches there, presentation seem to find a way to block the ball and send it the other way. Clement is on, Seals is on, Harding also on. So Toubé, Baptiste and Pereira, the men giving way. Fatima with a chance here at a throw-in. They need a win here badly to keep the pressure on Naparima College. In fact, both teams could use a win. 3 points would be ideal for them. Yes, another chance, but he heads it over the bar. Well, looking to the heavens there. He got in front of his man and he couldn't finish the job. Fatima with an opportunity, a great opportunity there, and they couldn't take advantage. Hadid again plays a brilliant ball, but look who's up and causing problems there. Goalkeeper Marcelo Phillip. You'd have to say his old man would be very, very happy indeed. Marvin Phillips, the ageless wonder for Trinidad and Tobago. Hasn't really given up. That's Harding fighting there tooth and nail. Fernandez. Back it goes, and Harding again gets in another challenge. So he's come on and he's been putting in a decent shift for presentation, and they need it because Fatima just finding ways, just threatening all the time. There's this one up in the air, and Marcelo trying to get it over there. He does get they get a touch onto it now. Can they get it up to Jacobs? But nicely read, and great anticipation there from Thompson, Simon Thompson. Marcelo does well. Presentation now moving, trying to get forward there, but again, both teams just finding that little extra. A tackle here, a toe in there, anything just to get the ball away and disrupt the flow. Presentation now trying their best to keep possession. Can they finally break down this Fatima defense? They've been knocking at the door on occasion, but nothing doing. 90 minutes unofficially. We imagine another 2 minutes or so of added on time. Plus we did have that long stoppage there a short while ago. So all of that to factor in. Is it going to be necessary? It may not be necessary, as again coming in and doing very well. In fact, you could see he was asking to come off a little bit earlier, Bernard, but he stayed on, and he's still fighting for all it's worth, Fatima, and trying to knife his way through two defenders there, Fernandez, and he goes sprawling over. And Fatima loves these free kicks because they have good headers of the ball, and presentation, if there's one area of weakness, it is against these set plays. So they're going to have to be very, very alert here. Not just for the first ball, for the second ball as well. Here it comes. First one in, headed away, but this is the problems here. Can they get it out now? Opportunity to run, race up the field with it. Bain trying to get it up. Goes down, and Fatima brings it the other way. So as I said, end-to-end action. Nobody is given an inch. Everybody's fighting for all it's worth there. Clement pulled up there. Here is Hadid. He's coming more into the game now. They need his influence. Fatima. And Fernandez. Back it goes to Hadid. But they want him coming forward. That's not the direction they want him to be going. But this will work. And just getting enough away, and Fatima scores! And it's that man Bailey, but it doesn't count. And there's the ball, a little bit fortuitous. It just seemed to bubble up there, and he was just offside. Placed it well. And but it doesn't count. He just snuck into an offside position there. Good call by the official. And presentation blushes spare there, but they were so close to conceding a second. And so Fatima again with another opportunity to bring the ball forward. Presentation, they have to be very careful here. Don't want to concede at this late stage. We added on time unofficially, like I said, because of the amount of time that Philip was on the ground. And so he took up a good 3 or 4 minutes. So the referee was almost compelled to make that up and see what happens. Here's another opportunity here for presentation now to bring the ball forward. So Fatima just appearing a little frustrated. But that too could be a ruse, because as soon as the ball is played, they kind of spring into action. Now Harding, he's had a good game since coming on. They just need him to keep it simple and not try to overplay, as they say. Just get the ball up and support it. And here's a ball thrown in, but to nobody in particular. And really, he threw that to Harding. But Harding was standing almost right in front of him. And so that was a difficult ball for Harding to catch up with. Here comes Fatima again. King plays a light little ball inside, and but it's taken away. Marcelo turning with it, plays the ball across. Fatima doing very well. Here is Harding again. He knifes his way in, trying to keep possession, and then almost loses the handle on it. But here is where Fatima is going to be has to be so careful, because another opportunity there, but good defending, just sacrificing life and limb, as they say, to deny the attack from Clement there. But you could see Clement thinking about goal. Still, we play on here. We're in the 5th minute of added on time, and this time it's just bubbled up. It might have just hit the boot there of the Fatima player. It looks like Bailey, and he stays down. And the ball just seemed to be just bubbling up among players. Now a chance here for Mason. Can he do something now? And trying to get a perfect, and is that a foul throw? Or that is we have the player down. And that is what the referee, originally there were 2 players, 1 from each team. And Fernandez and Harding. And is it going to be, I think it's still going to be Fatima's throw-in. And it's Fernandez who was just involved in that collision, is back up now. So he's going to make the throw-in for Fatima. Ball thrown in, and still a big battle going on. Just a little, that's a dangerous ball. That's a dangerous play. I'm surprised the referee allowed that to continue, because you could see the man just putting his pegs up in the air. Shot blocked. Another one blocked again. Takes a deflection. It's going to be a corner. So Fatima throwing everything forward now as they reach crunch time. We enter the 7th minute of added on time. Still 1-1, the score line. Fatima 1, Presentation College 1. Press scored first after just 4 minutes. Fatima scored in the 32nd. Is there a winner? Here it comes, deep, and bounces over everybody, and it's going to run out of play. It's going to be a goal kick to Presentation College. So 1-1, the score line here, and when all is said and done, 1-1 might very well be a fitting result here, or a fair result. Both teams had their chances, they couldn't take them, and in the end, if they could settle for a 1-1 result, I think they'll both be happy, but it's not going to be the ideal result that they wanted. Again, the ball is played as a free kick. So Presentation now with a chance, and that's another yellow card. And Campbell, who's been dishing out punishment at the back there all afternoon long, finally gets booked. And he's not happy, but I don't think he could complain too much. When you play the enforcer, chances are the officials are going to catch up with you. So a free kick, and is it Jacobs who is standing over it? And if I'm not mistaken, he more than likely looked like he wants to go directly at goal. Let's see what he does. Chips it in. Goalkeeper comes and punches it away. And that is the final whistle. Well, it just seemed like there's a little bit of extracurricular stuff. And Deckel. And is it Ren? They you have to kind of separate them in the end, but you don't like to see that, because this has been a very competitive game throughout. Both teams battled hard, and in the end, it finishes 1-1. The final score in this one, a goal scored in the 4th minute by Isaiah Jacobs, and then for Presentation, they led 1-0. after just 4 minutes, but then in the 32nd minutes, Thomas Deckel was the man on spot to drill home a loose ball, and Fatima were back on level terms. They tried and they were denied. Similar thing for presentation. Both teams had their opportunities. Both goalkeepers were outstanding. Jaden Pollard in goal for Fatima, and at the other end, Marcelo Phillip, who was probably the busier of the two in the second half. He too was superb, brought off some amazing saves, especially some one-on-ones that could easily have gone in, but he made himself big, and he was very, very brave indeed, and denied them at every turn. So in the end, it's a 1-1 scoreline, and like I was saying earlier, probably not the result that neither of these two teams wanted. One of them would have loved to have taken all 3 points, but it was not to be. And now it depends on what happens up in Boogmalaches, because if Naparima wins there and presentation, or rather St. Benedict's wins, well, that could have even greater impact on the standings, because both of them had a game in hand as well. So we'll see what happens, and we look forward to your company again. Thanks so much for being with us here on Tiger Sports and on 360 TV. And we'll be back with you on Saturday for more football action in the Secondary Schools Football League Premier Division. So as we leave you from the Fatima College ground one last time, it's Fatima College 1, Presentation College of San Fernando 1.